Insights on AllNews Nigeria TV, and I used to remain your host, Praise Ganiyu. And yes, Insight is where I talk about any trending issue from any sector, and yes, I give insights on trending issues from any sector. But before we go into what I have for you today, let's take a look at the trending issues for this week. Council asks Kano government to execute death sentence on singer accused of blasphemy. So we talked about this issue in our last episode of Insight, and these had so many backlash from Nigerians. People were like, oh my God, we still have Sharia law in Nigeria. It's been 20 years now that this law has been running, and this punishment is just so severe for for blasphemy that people don't have freedom of speech again and all of that. And we had Nigerians that said that this law should be scrapped out of the Nigerian legal system. And yes, AllNews, if it can be recalled, that AllNews also had a series of interviews with Muslim faithfuls, imams, and a barrister Sali Tijani, that studied Sharia law and common law. If you haven't watched that video, you can just go down to our last episode. You will see that video. We had barrister Sali Tijani said that this law can only be applicable to Muslims. However, if you know that you don't want that particular law to be executed on you, you can actually denounce that you're not a Muslim, and then you'll be free. But then Kano government has gone ahead to say that this death sentence should be carried on the singer. Well, we wish them the best. Nigeria to resume international travel operations on the 29th of August. And yes, the country's Minister of Aviation, Adiri Sirika, announced that international airports can now resume back to operations. And yes, I know it's a good news, but then we are still fighting COVID-19 in Nigeria. As of last week we have over 49,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19. Even though he announced that we've reached the advanced stages of preparedness to resume operation, like he said, even though he didn't disclose these details or the details of methods that have been put in place to ensure the safeties of travelers. But then AllNews is telling travelers that ensure that you adhere to all the preventive measures that have been given out by WHO, the social distancing, the washing of hands, the face masks, and ensure that you stay safe. Make sure that you are safe. All right, Nigerians or anybody that will be traveling into Nigeria or traveling out of Nigeria, make sure that you stay safe. Waec Council reacts to leaked examination paper. Guys, it's no news that Waec, have resumed, and we have students that are writing examination as we speak. But then it has been, all over the news that, especially mathematics paper was actually leaked even before the exam date. And trust me, in Nigeria, this is no news because this happened every year. Just like Dimianos or Jijogo said that this happened every year, and that this is just scammers trying to scam students. But trust me, guys, that this is Nigeria, and we know that some students actually get their hands on these examination papers even before the examination date, and they also get answers to these examination papers even before the examination date. I just hope that the Waec Council can just put some measures in place to make sure that no matter what happens, these examination papers are not leaked before the examination day, because trust me, it's not going to help our students in any way. Because if you think you are studying for examination and you have seen the exam, so what are you writing the exam for? So I just hope that they can actually put some measures in place to make sure that these examination papers are not leaked before the exam date. Waec reacts to allegations of students' extortion by invigilators. So there has been news all over the internet that some students are not allowed into the examination hall because the invigilators have said that they have to pay certain amounts of money, like 500 naira, 1,000, before they enter into the examination hall. I must say this is very terrible and this is saddening, because I feel that we should do this in Nigeria, that students will be allowed into the examination or until they pay certain amounts of money. It's no news that invigilators actually give preferential cares or preferential attention to some students that pay. We even have there's been also news that some students actually get their hands on answers, like we said earlier, get their hands on answers of this examination, even in the examination, or if they have to pay, certain amount of money, they will have to put them in some, all, and give them answers to them and all of that. Even though that the Waec Council have said that, such invigilators should be reported and they will be punished severely if caught. I hope that these students too are not even running after the answers. I hope that they can actually report these invigilators and let them be dealt with, because these students are entitled to write this examination and they should be given the same attention given to any other students. But then if invigilators are like, okay, they have to pay a certain amount of money before they enter the examination hall, I mean, where is the educational sector of Nigeria going into? Where are we heading to? Because this is even a West African thing. It is Waec, and still in Nigeria. You know, this shows the level of how corruption has eaten deep into Nigeria's system. You know, we are talking about the educational sector now. You know, we have students that they don't even know anything and they are in tertiary institutions now. You know, there is this common saying that "Entomo your lomo way," you know, or something like that. Or if you don't have connection in Nigeria, trust me, you can't get anywhere. You know, we have parents that they are rest assured, like the fact that, okay, if I know so person in social school, my child, even with any results, can enter or can even get admission or gain admission into any institution, which shouldn't be so. Because look at it now, they're writing examination papers are getting leaked, invigilators are getting money or extorting money from these students. I mean, this is so terrible and is in fact disheartening. I hope that Waec Council can do something to this and make sure that whosoever or any invigilator that is caught extorting money from students should be severely punished. German Institute says COVID-19 vaccines could be administered starting 2021. You know, last week Russia also came out to say that, okay, their vaccine is now ready and it's now ready to be given out to, you know, patients of this deadly virus. And you know, WHO advised them to go through all the stages, all the measures that need to be put in place for a safe vaccine. And now Germany is also saying that by 2021 we should have a vaccine ready for this deadly virus. We know that it's been months now that this COVID-19, the COVID-19 break had happened, and we have been praying that we'll be over this pandemic very soon. I think it seems that we are heading over to the end of this virus, and which is a very good news. But then I would also like to advise the German Institute, just like WHO advised Russia, to make sure that all the necessary stages for a safe vaccine should be put in place, because we are dealing with lives here, and we hope that very soon, very soon, we'll be over this COVID-19 palaver very soon. Alright guys, that will be all for today. Thank you for joining me on another beautiful episode of Insight on AllNews Nigeria TV, and I still remain your host, Praise Gani. You do well to like this video, drop your comments on all of the issues discussed here, and of course subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos. See you next time.